Geometry, GeoCon, Unit 1, problem number 70 in the problem packet. The dimensions of Liz's rectangular garden are shown below. If the length of the garden is tripled, describe what happens to the area. Now, I'm going to assume the length is this dimension. Which one you choose could affect your answer. If the length is tripled, so now we've got, right, 4 times 3, 12. Now, as I draw it this way, you may know already what's going to happen. The area will also be tripled because it technically, since it didn't get any wider, the length just got 3 times longer. It basically tripled that shape, right? Because if we add another 4, since it's the same width again and again, it's basically adding that shape again and again. So if the length of the garden is tripled, describe what happens to the area. It is tripled. Okay? Right? 4 times 3 is 12. Each one of these would be 12. So the new one would be 36. If the length and width of the garden is tripled, describe what happens to it. Well, let's think about it first. Okay, we got 3 by 4. Maybe we can come up with a pattern for this if it's tripled. Okay, so if I triple it this way, triple it this way, but notice when I triple it that way now, since it's already been tripled the other way, we get something much bigger. So let's think about what it was originally and what the new one is. It was 12. Okay, the new one is going to be 12 by 9. 9 times 12 is 108. So the original was 12. The new one is 108 units squared. Or is that feet? I think it's feet, isn't it? Feet squared. So now we're thinking about, well, how did these two numbers relate to each other? When it's tripled, what happened here? What happened with this change in area? Well, one way we could kind of, just think about it is I could try to divide it and just see 108 divided by 12. Oop, I typed in the wrong number. 108 divided by 12 is 9. Now that's interesting. So if the sides were times 3, the area was times 3 squared. That's interesting. Now, as we do some more of these problems, eventually we're going to come up with a pattern for this, and I think that you're going to find this is always true. If the sides would have been times 4, okay, let me scroll down a little bit further. And so we're eventually going to get a pattern for this. If the sides were 4 times bigger, you're going to find that the area is 4 squared times bigger, or 16, right? 16 times bigger. So you're going to find there's a bit of a pattern to this. Okay, if the length and width of the garden is tripled, describe what happens to the area. That's what it says underneath there. What happens to the area is 9 times bigger. You could just put 9 times bigger. And you could have gone as simple as that, but if you start thinking about what's actually happening here, you're going to start to realize, where did that 9 come from? It's the same number except squared, which makes sense because area is squared, right? Mind blown. Okay.